Welcome to Chic Shop Talk, Learning with the Stars. Today on Shop Talk, Lars Peterson and Marsha Pepper with Mikala Gunderson and Janne Rumbo.
How did you get together to begin with?
You start. You start. You're sitting in the eye.
No, she pointed over there.
Go ahead, Marsha.
I'll start.
Okay, start.
Melissa and I knew each other years ago. We come from the same area in Pennsylvania, but that's not exactly why we got together. I just decided to change trainers and began training with Lars and Melissa. And they bought me a lovely horse named Mariette, and little things. I broke my ankle and couldn't ride her. She hurt her hoof in an accident in the stall. And it just...
You got your hip or something?
Yeah, I got a hip replacement. That's that too. Forgot about that. And so, little by little, when Mariette was up to train me again, Lars was kind enough to do it, and that's where we are today. So basically,
Janne and
Okay, how we got my lady, that's kind of a fun story, because it was one of Mikala's, I could tell my part and then she can tell her part. Maybe I don't have it right, maybe I don't have it right. But one of Mikala's students, you tell
Former
her.
students in Denmark.
Yeah.
From when I was in Denmark. She sent me a video and of this horse and said, maybe do you know somebody in America who would be interested in this horse? And I get lots of these videos from old students and friends in Denmark, and I look at this video and I'm like, oh, this is a beautiful horse. But I always, when I get videos, I send them to Janne just because we think it's fun to discuss the different horses. And so I was just like, this is a really lovely horse. I sent to Janne, what do you think about this one? And she sent us pictures, I think, also.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't get the pictures.
But the pictures came later.
Maybe he stayed with you, I don't know.
No, the pictures
But
came
anyway,
later. It was just a video.
Anyway, so we saw the video, and I said to Mikala, why didn't you go and try and ride it? Go and try and ride it. And you happened to be in Denmark at that time.
I had to go anyway.
Yeah,
I had to go over to try some other horses.
Okay, so she went and tried it, and she said, "Well, it's really a nice horse." And so then
Janne made a quick decision.
I couldn't sleep for a whole week.
Janne said, I have to have that horse.
I have to have that horse.
And Janne said, but don't you think we could both ride her? And I said, yeah,
Because I
maybe
really
we
bought
could.
it.
But then I tried her and I was like, Janne, she's really big. I can't be that big. She's really big. Yeah, but I can ride a big horse. Junior is big too. Okay, that's right.
Important for us to both of us to ride.
Yeah.
Actually, I told my husband it was for me to ride. I didn't tell him it was on the highway.
You can never leave her without a stallion bit in the mouth.
Stallion bit in the mouth. Okay. And then she said, well, you got to be careful with another thing. When you go to a show, there are certain horses she doesn't like, and she likes to take off and go and get them.
So am I allowed to ask the uncouth questions? Like, do you have an written agreement between the two of you? As a sponsor and a sponsee?
It's always a good idea to have a written agreement. Janne wrote one and I wrote one, and then we compared them, but we never actually finished putting it all together. And since then my computer died, so I don't even have
most people. I mean, I'm not necessarily speaking about you.
I've had other relationships with owners, and what we have had has been a regular, like a boarding contract. That the horse is in training and board, and if the horse sells, this and this happens, or so and so.
But
it's
isn't it
always
true
a good
that
idea.
people, I'm not speaking for myself because I'm not interested in sponsor, but I am interested in my trainer getting a sponsor. And isn't it true that people do get sponsors who are not even riders? So there has to be some kind of written agreement, am I not right?
You
I
mean
mean,
not
I'm
riders,
not
it
from
means
the
that they
horse
maybe
world.
not
In
have
my
a
world, there's an
understanding.
agreement about everything. So I just wondered, is that not common?
I think it can be common, but it's I have had many horses together with people, and actually we have a little bit of different. We have nothing written down,
Okay.
and we have an agreement. Our agreement is that whatever Mariette wins goes back to Mariette and pays for costs. We ride the horse for free. Marcia's not paying training, she's paying the board and
Hay, green shavings, and a stall.
and a stall because we rent that. So and so the prize money goes in and helps paying for. It paid for Europe last year,
Okay.
and it's paying for Vegas and whatever it's paying for. If we don't
Sure.
use all the money, it
Not
goes.
gambling though.
Although then we didn't win enough. So we have a different kind of agreement, but I have had other horses with other people. I've never had anything written down. But I guess that's because I'm old-fashioned.
Like we all, like,
We
we're
all
friends.
started out
Jan and I
as
were friends
friends.
already,
So-
so, but if you go and make a sponsorship with a person that you may not be close friends with, so it's more like a business, I would certainly make a contract to make sure everything is written down, especially if it's a person that doesn't know as much about horses, and Jan and Marcia already, long-time riders, and they know what needs to be done.
Thing is, at the World Cup, I'm sure some of you read the article, there was a larger number of people attending the Grand Prix freestyle dressage than there were jumping. Which surprised the heck out of
Finally.
me.
It was the same last World Cup.
Yeah,
In Vegas.
it's been
in
the
Vegas.
same every year.
In Vegas, yeah.
That's highly attended.
Because the Wellington Peach brought everyone out there.
Well, even
Yeah.
in Europe last year, there were so many people in France for the
Millions.
Yeah, I think, but
The
there,
European Championship.
yeah, but there I think there were more jumpers.
So what do you think about syndication?
I don't know anything about it.
I
Well,
think
as
that
riders.
can be a very good idea, and if you do that, you definitely have to have something written down. It's not something I would ever be
Yes.
interested in myself, because I have seen that go downhill so many times. But people do it, but I know for a fact that then that's very, very important. You have a really good contract written down, because if
So many
somebody
people.
wants to get out or whatever, it becomes
What
complicated.
you're gonna do next.
Well,
In your partnerships, how do you decide what's,
the rider is the one who says what to do, because she's the one who flies the airplane. And if you're a pilot, you can't, as a passenger, go and tell them what to do, no? And how to fly the airplane, so she's flying the airplane.
But we
Yeah, but
always talk about it.
we discussed
You have a
everything.
good master,
We-
tells
yeah.
me what to do.
You know, I have a
She
question.
tells me what to do.
I also have a question, Marcia. Do you like to be involved, like, when there's veterinary things, like, do you like to be educated about what's happening, or do you?
Partially.
Partially.
But I get too stressed, and Melissa actually knows that about me, so I tend to hear maybe half of what's going on, which is fine with
Unless
me.
he's not about to die,
Yeah.
you don't tell Marcia too much.
Sounds like my business.
And Yana, do you like to
Oh,
be
I know,
educated
yes, I
and
know
part of the
everything.
team?
Oh, yeah, I know everything, but, Mikala is the one who riding the horse, and she's the one who knows. I've learned a lot from Mikala. She's an amazing horsewoman, and she's educated, and she does all kinds of wonderful homeopathy, massages, and the other, one thing after the other, and I've learned a lot, and it's wonderful to be, I've been very well educated, more on the homeopathic side of taking care of horses. And it's very exciting.
We know all about that.
No, it's very exciting.
I need that.
Yeah. And we discuss everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we discuss everything.
Everything. Nothing
But
is
she's
done
a
to a
pilot.
lady without Jana knowing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she's the pilot. I don't ride the horse, so I'm not.
it's interesting.
Sure it did for you.
But
For
Yeah.
us, in the beginning, when I start riding Mariette, like Marcia you know, when she came back and Marcia didn't show her anymore, we basically said, okay, Marcia, I get to show the horse, you pay the hard costs, no training, and that's how it started, to get up to this point. And then that's how it went for us. And then I've had other horses like that. I have younger horses now on the way up that when they come to a certain level where you really believe, okay, this could really be something, I'm willing to do that. And then, you know, you work it out like that. And then when she started winning money and stuff, then it was only fair also just to kind of put that in the pool, and it helped us all a little bit. But in my situation, I have also currently I have 3 horses where I do the same with for myself, exactly the same as Marcia. Haven't started winning money yet, but so there's many. I think you can do it as many ways as whatever people agree to.
I think it depends also on the owner. If the owner really wants to get into this, but maybe can't afford to do the whole thing and pay for everything, they say, okay, we split it somewhere, and the rider takes some and the owner takes some, and they find a way. But individual, yeah.
What do you do if somebody approaches you that wants to buy your horse?
Say yes.
Yeah. That's not something that happens every day, you know. The people somehow that's a dream, but most of the times you have a horse in training, and then it develops and it starts getting, oh, this is better than we thought, or this is a horse to keep. Maybe we should hang on to this. Should we go into some kind of partnership for this horse or something? But when they approach you, if they want to buy a horse for you, I mean, then you have to sit down and find out what is it you're looking for, what is it they're looking for, what are the goals? Are we aiming for the Olympics? Are we aiming to make a nice horse to sell so the owner can make money? And then find out, you know, what they are willing to invest in the horse, and be very realistic. How much horse can I get for this amount of money? And then decide if they can pay the training and the cost, and if not, then you have to also find a way so that if they take the horse away or sell the horse along the way, that you can at least get your training paid for. That's another way to do it.
I love hearing about your harmonious partnerships amongst each other, not just with the horses. And do you have any tips or ideas that have helped you over time have the nice, clear communication that allows for these sort of partnerships?
I think to be upfront and honest with each other. You know, even though sometimes it can hurt a little bit, like this is a tough one or something. I mean, you have to be upfront and honest, and don't hide anything. Unless it makes the owner really nervous.
For our, you know, Marcia is a friend, and Melissa and Marcia has known each other long.
We grew up together pretty much.
We have had, Melissa and I have many people approach us if we wanted to do something together, and we said no. You know, you have a feeling, I don't want to have a horse together with somebody that have to write a big contract and stuff like that. I think for me, and for us, it's more like a trusting. And you know,
if it's any stress, it's not fun at all. Jan and I travel so much with everybody, and we couldn't do that if we didn't all like each other.
Gotcha.
And we all like each other
This
as
is
well.
a big group.
Which is it's nice because we're not alone in Denmark, and you know we have each other to make arrangements, and it's really nice. So all of us have gotten closer as well. So
because we live here, we are very much under the American flag. When we go down the center line, we have our Danish flag on the coat, but other than that, I think we are all, whether you're Canadian or American or Danish, we are all
Welly people.
Melissa and I are so lucky. We find with Marcia because she's so easy. It's so easy. We even said, if we never get another horse with Marcia and I own one myself, I'll put her on as an owner just so she can travel with us.
But then, I think too, if the sponsor or the person that owns the horse is a rider herself, like you used to be a rider, I'm a rider, and still a very active rider, and I know the commitment that the emotional commitment the rider puts into the horse to get the horse where it's going. You don't really, you can't, you know, that is so important that you understand what the rider goes through to get the horse to the ring, to do, it's a huge commitment. And you don't want to pull the rug away from under it when it's doing well, you know. And if somebody did that to me, I would be crushed. And that's why I own my horses, so nobody can take them away from me.